Imagine a world where one man decides who is truly American, who is genuinely Jewish, and who deserves to belong. This is the world Donald Trump envisions, and it's as controversial as it is compelling. Trump's promise to make America great again hinges on a narrow, exclusionary definition of what it means to be American and patriotic. Only those who align with his politics are deemed worthy. But Trump doesn't stop at defining American identity. He has taken it upon himself to determine who is authentically Jewish, a move that has sparked significant controversy. The recent conflict in Gaza has intensified Trump's rhetoric. He claims to be the ultimate champion for Israel and the Jewish people, yet his support among Jewish Americans remains low. Trump's frustration is palpable. He believes his actions for Israel should earn him unwavering Jewish support, but the reality is more complex, reflecting a broader political divide. In a social media post, Trump attacked Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, accusing him of failing to recognize Trump's contributions to Israel. This is part of a broader strategy to paint Democrats as hostile to Jewish interests. Trump's claims often blur the lines between support for Israel and true Jewishness. He uses this metric to bolster his image, much like his claims of being a champion for Black Americans. In an interview, Trump suggested that Shapiro was overlooked as Kamala Harris's running mate because he's Jewish, a claim that lacks evidence and ignores the diversity within the Democratic Party. Trump's rhetoric extends to other Jewish leaders like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, whom he disparages for not aligning with his views on Israel, questioning their Jewish identity. As Trump continues to define who belongs and who doesn't, the implications are profound. His narrative challenges the very fabric of identity and belonging in America. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this complex and polarizing issue. But he has also increasingly taken it upon himself to determine who is authentically Jewish and what constitutes authentic Judaism, an obviously fraught enterprise born of his ongoing irritation that there are people out there who don't particularly like him. The trigger for Trump's insistence on this point, one offered both in an interview and a social media post in recent days, is the war in Gaza. That escalated further this year as colleges responded to protests on their campuses. "15 months after her inauguration, Vice President Kamala Harris faced a wave of staff resignations and public scrutiny. A stumbling TV interview on immigration became a routine feature in Republican attacks, casting doubt on her capabilities. Her public appearances were often tentative, reminding Democrats of her failed presidential campaign. But now, Harris is barnstorming the country, electrifying rally audiences with one energetic speech after another. Voters are lining up for blocks just to hear her speak, with crowd sizes outpacing anything Democrats have seen since Barack Obama. On Thursday, she will step before a packed, enthusiastic crowd at the United Center to accept the nomination of an adoring party. This marks one of the most spectacular turnarounds in recent political history, a testament to her resilience and determination. Harris's team and top Biden aides took specific steps to right the ship, recognizing their initial failure to support her adequately. Anita Dunn, a former senior advisor to President Biden, admitted that Harris was judged and covered differently than most vice presidents. About a year into her tenure, the White House started making strategic moves, including hiring Lorraine Voles as Harris's chief of staff. Harris began focusing on issues like abortion and racism, which played to her rhetorical strengths rather than perilous political tasks. Her public appearances became far more confident and assured, addressing reproductive rights and decrying Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' stance on Black history. In 2020, Harris was visibly uncomfortable trying to make a splash in a party veering sharply to the left. This year, her centrism fits much better with most Democrats. Harris's associates say that as she spoke with people who supported her, focusing on issues she strongly believed in, she began to find her footing. The most dramatic turning point came in May 2022. After word leaked that the Supreme Court was poised to overturn the constitutional right to an abortion. Harris traveled the country, warning that not just abortion rights, but also an array of other freedoms were under threat from Republicans and conservatives. In event after event, Harris sharpened her arguments and developed resonant ways of talking about issues central to Democrats' electoral prospects. She traveled to Florida to take on DeSantis's War on Woke and made a surprise visit to meet Democratic lawmakers in Tennessee, expelled for protesting gun laws. Supporters began to see a more assured version of Harris, one that has commanded the stage since she became the likely Democratic nominee. People who have only started seeing her again may be surprised by her confidence and ability to connect, said Anita Dunn. Stay tuned because Kamala Harris is just getting started.